What is up, my Lorcana Goons? My name is Kevin. Welcome to the Lorcana Goons Friday Market Watch. It is December 15th, and I'm here to talk about some Lorcana stuff. Today, we got some extra low prices. It's looking like pretty much the same thing as Monday, where the prices are still super duper low. People are freaking out whether or not the game is gonna die or not. Is this going to be the end of Lorcana after only set 2? And I'm here to tell you that it's not. And also to tell you to like, comment, and subscribe if you are a Lorcana Goon. I have missed you guys wholeheartedly. Been a little busy with work these past couple days, so haven't had a lot of time to do a video, but I am going to upload a meta review this weekend of some deck lists that I was talking about with Zach that I just saw. There is a deck list top 8, actually first place deck breakdown from this like 50 plus player tournament that happened in Spain that I just saw earlier today too, that was playing Snow White and the 7 Dwarves in like an Emerald deck. And in general, people have been playing Snow White in the meta lately, so certain cards are, trending in price. But let's get on into this. Thank you for coming to the Market Watch. Look at these Rise of the Floodborn booster boxes. Now you guys tell me, are you guys buying these? Because I've been seeing some sales happen with them. Plenty of sales happening today, actually about 6 maybe 8 is what I'm looking at. It's still barely not even noon yet. I'm still in my PJs. I've been doing some work from home, but I got to get back into that anyway. So the booster boxes kind of came down a little bit from that 180 price mark. It doesn't look like they're ever gonna hit $200 again, and to be honest, they're gonna keep going lower. I think eventually these might hit MSRP, but really, if you're buying these, it's really for the Enchanted lottery, right? Because the singles in this set are so low, where like if you want to build a deck, you're better off just buying 4 copies of the cards you need. So if you need something like Beast, Beast Relentless, or Sad Beast, aka Tragic Hero Beast, you can buy the singles better. I think it's better for your pocket, right? But who's to say to not buy a booster box as a gift for somebody? It is the holiday season, and we have some holiday prices. But so these booster boxes are going to be really similar to the first chapter booster boxes. The first chapter booster box is kind of bouncing off that MSRP price of like 140-ish. We're almost there, guys. They're about like at 150 on TCG Player. And if you're a newcomer to Lorcana, this is your first time like kind of getting acquainted with these prices, welcome, because you came in at the right time. These prices are so cheap. If anything, now's the time for everybody to start introducing your friends and family to Lorcana. It's a game now that you can actually afford to play in a multiplayer landscape. I think I can tell a lot of people are disappointed because they wanted their card binders to be worth $1 million right out the gate. They just wanted to have free money. But I'll be real with you guys, the quick money isn't a real thing. You know what I mean? And if you were making some good money in the beginning of Lorcana, like with those quick flips, then that's good, easy come easy go. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case anytime soon, unless maybe we get the third set, which is going to be Into the Inklands. When that comes out, you're going to see the demand, and we're going to see the scalping again. But for the time being, I'm seeing a lot of people find the chapter 1 booster boxes, the booster packs actually, at Target, Walmart still. I know some people still can't find them. It kind of just depends on your area, but in general, these online prices are looking pretty good in my opinion. And this box does have the Enchanted Elsa, just saying. However, the Trove for the first chapter is pretty much getting close to that $200 mark. We had 2 sales happen today. That somebody bought 2 of them actually for $167, and then we have a couple more that we're selling over the weekend for during the week for around $140, $170, $160. Definitely more expensive than the first chapter booster box. Now, why would this be selling more than a booster box if this only comes with 8 packs? And it's really just because of the novelty of having sealed a product, right? These haven't gotten reprinted. I thought they were going to get reprinted myself, but once they hit that wave at Target and they got sold out, that was it. So because of that, it looks like there's a lot of scarcity. I cracked a lot of troves, you know what I mean? And now they've just gone up way up in price. As these MSRP were about what, $40, $45-ish dollars, and the resale is now up to a $200 mark. And I feel like there's some people who are just hoarding these and they have a gate full of them, right? But if we go at the lowest verified listing, we only have one Seller who has it for $189. They got 2 of them, and it's plus $8 shipping. So over $200 for this, and then after that, 210, 230, 240. So if you got some troves and you're trying to get rid of some troves right now, get some extra pocket change, I feel like, hey, this might be the move right now, right? But since we're talking about troves, let's talk about the rise of the Floodborn Trove. Now, this rise of the Floodborn Trove is actually pretty close to the MSRP price. It's still not that $40 to $50 range like we want to see it, but because it does have that sealed product collectability, it is going to be just a little bit more expensive. So you're going to find these for a lowest verified of $66.30, around that $66 range. There's a bunch of listings actually have it for 63, 66, after shipping. This guy has 28 of them. So if you want to get some troves for the holiday season, hey, maybe get them now before they kind of go back up to this chapter 1 price, right? From what I saw from Into the Inklands, we're going to be getting troves and gift sets for that set 3 as well. And if we're going to follow this same pattern that we followed from chapter 1 to chapter 2, it's looking like we might not get many more reprints of the troves, right? We don't know how much we're getting, and we did hear that there was going to be another reprint come January, but as far as I can tell, it's not including any gift sets or troves. But we will see come January. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Is this a good price to pay for the trove? Are these first chapter troves overhyped, or do you think we're going to get these reprints in January? I think I'm going to collect one of these and keep it to the side for myself, because I did keep one of these gift sets, and I got these gift sets at around $45, like after resellers or whatever, and now they're around that $80 to $70 mark for the chapter 1 gift set. We have a lowest verified for $70 plus $8, then $77, then $8 or $81 right here. So about $80 is what you're expected to pay if you want a Lorcana first chapter gift set just to have as a collectible. And to be honest, this isn't even my favorite collectible. I think the Mulan and the Hades are just like such lame cards. No offense, they're cool cards, but in the meta wise, they're just not fun. So they're not good. So I just think this gift set doesn't have like a lot of like personal value to me. So I mean, I am gonna keep one though, just for the sake of keeping one. Just like the same way I'm gonna keep one of these D100 gift sets. And if you guys want to try and win one of these D100 gift sets, come to our tournament on Saturday, tomorrow, in SoCal, Long Beach, Pele Cards and Games. We're gonna be doing a gift set tournament. First prize, it's $15, and you get a first chapter pack with entry. So that's our tournament for the weekend, and I'm going to try and record the finals for there, and hopefully get the video uploaded, because I have another one from last week that I got to upload. But anyways, the D100 collectors gift sets are still selling for less than $70. You can find a couple of them listed for around that $69 mark. 70-ish is kind of what you're expected to pay though. I think these are gonna continue to go up. These do hold a collector's value. This is probably the lowest you're gonna be able to find them. I still feel like if you go around the internet and you go on your Facebook local marketplace, you can probably find some of this stuff and pay cash and probably get a little bit better of a deal than paying the online shipping fees and the extra taxes and whatnot. But like around $70 is what this is valued at. And if this gift set has gone up to double in price because they never reprinted them and they're still hard to find, I wonder what's going to happen with this gift set, right? I know there's a lot of hype between the D100s and a lot of people bought them, but there's still a lot on the market and there was just so many printed. So they're going to be at this lower to $60, close to MSRP price for the time being. But I'm thinking like post next year, or even when Into the Inkland starts to hit the shelves, we're going to see these prices kind of go up the way we've seen the first chapter prices go up, assuming we don't see those reprinted in the January reprints that are coming. But let's get into some Enchanted news. Elsa, Enchanted Spirit of Winter, taking a little bit of a dip, getting closer to that $450 mark, not $500 anymore. I don't know. Elsa is the most expensive card in Lorcana, so is this going to overall lower the market? Is Elsa falling because the market has already been kind of tanking? I personally think that it'll probably stay around this $400 range. I'm going to be a little worried if it gets less than $400, but there are 40 listings for the Elsa Enchanted, with one selling right now for $435 and a couple other listed for $430 with shipping included. So if you've been trying to get some Elsa Enchanteds, this is the lowest I've seen it in a while. But if you think they're going to go lower than 400, then wait a little bit. But hey, if you if you can pay that price, I think now might be the time. Some other cool enchantments I want to personally keep an eye on, because I might want them if they dip any lower than this. Lady Tremaine, this card is really good in the meta, and it's at about close to $100. And if this falls to less than $100, I might consider getting one. I am getting to a point with these enchanteds where I want to play them in my deck, and I know I'm a terrible person for doing that and saying that because it's a waste of money. But that's me as a practical player. I think it's like a waste of money. But in general, I also want to play with shiny cards, and these cards are so cool. Maybe you're supposed to play with the Enchanted Elsa or the Enchanted Lady Tremaine, right? But you guys tell me if it's worth it. $100 for the Lady Tremaine. It's a meta card. I want to point that out there. That it's pretty cheap for a meta card. Belle, strange but special. This card has been taking a little bit of a dive actually. It was around that $200 mark up until the reprints of December 5th, and now it's fallen to as low as 130 by non-verified listings. But if we go to the lowest verified, 140, right? So about 140, less than 150. It was at 200 and it's less than 150 now. So Belle is a princess that I think like is always gonna like have some type of collectability. I think princesses kind of carry an extra little tax when it comes to the enchanted rares. So if these are some of the enchanteds that you're keeping your eye on, if you're kind of a collector, or even if you're a player and like Belle's a card that you just kind of want, like I said, you kind of want to start playing with the shiny cards, you know, this is the lowest I've seen Belle in a while. So I think if we look at the past year for Belle, yeah, this is actually the lowest we've seen it. But below 150 I think is a really good price for this, and we'll see if it keeps going lower. But you know, the reprints are here, but hey, the reprints aren't going to be here forever, and that's just what I think personally, right? I'm thinking that at some point people are going to be into the game enough to the point where a lot of these collectible cards like the Enchanted, the prices are going to go back up because of the amount of listings that are there. But a lot of the Enchanted are less than $100 right now. Madam Mim, we have Beast Relentless, Hercules, Divine Hero as well, less than $100. About like the market price of, I mean, listings were as low as about 80 to 90 plus like a couple bucks shipping, right? So a lot of these have been just going lower and lower. Shere Khan is also going low. Pete is around the $70 to $80 mark. Namari is still in that like late 70s, early 80s kind of mark. Mickey Mouse Arthur Rogue as well. The market overall just low. We could even see it in a lot of these chapter 1 legendaries. So John Silver, this card used to be like $25 each, even in the hype, even when the first chapter came out and it wasn't it wasn't easily accessible. John Silver was still $10 to $12, and now we're seeing it as low as $4 to $5. Now granted, nobody's really playing John Silver in the meta. Emerald isn't the most popular color in the meta right now, unfortunately, but these cards are cheap if you're a collector and you're trying to like just get 4 of every card from the first set, and you don't really care about the foiling. These cards are super duper cheap right now, dude. And if you're getting that Christmas bonus and you want to, you know, get your Lorcana collection, hey, I think now's the time. There are so many people complaining about the prices that I just feel like these prices right now either are gonna last forever or they can't last long to an extent of like the cards that are kind of relevant and played, right? A lot of the other legendaries like Ursula cards, like Mickey Mouse BLT, Rockstar Stitch, these meta staples from Chapter 1 are so cheap. I just really want to stress that because it's just like a time to be alive and to play the game, right? Even some promos are dipping in price. The Goofy promo from, what is this, from the GamesCon, I believe, is a little lower in price, less than $100. A couple sales yesterday happening for $69, and on 2 days ago happening for $69. So $170 for this Goofy promo from GamesCon. But another cool promo that I think is worth looking into is the PAX Pinocchio promo. Now, the Pinocchio is actually played in the meta, I think, so this is kind of like worth looking into. A couple sales happen here for around that $10 mark, $15 mark, probably included the 5 shipping. So $15 is what you're expected to pay for the Pinocchio promo from PAX. But I still do feel, dang, try saying that 5 times fast. Pinocchio promo PAX. Pinocchio promo from PAX. Okay, I'm pretty sure these are gonna still keep going lower. Just like I kind of mentioned before, like the Rapunzel as well, they'll probably go lower. These are gonna keep getting printed in future events. $25, no longer in the 30 range for that Rapunzel promo. I'm thinking the next maybe TCG Con or something. I think there's something happening in Houston, Texas. We'll probably see these again. No confirmation on where exactly we'll see them, but definitely gonna see these again. But in terms of the cards that you're going to see from your packs of Rise of the Floodborn, these are some cards to look out for. Now, I think you really got to focus more on cards that are going to be foils and cards that are going to have a long-lasting value in the metagame. Cards like Beast Tragic Hero. This card kind of did fall a little bit under like the $30 mark, and this card I think was a really good buy, and now it's reaching as high as $35 to $36. It's going to bounce off $40, I'm sure, because there's only a couple listings here for $35 on verified sellers. Shout out to Junior's TCG Emporium and Versus Games SF. Either it was probably San Francisco. You guys, oh no, you got one for a light plate. You have a light plate version, and you're still charging more than Junior's TCG Emporium. The nerve, buddy. Okay, so $35 is what you can expect to play for, I guess, a light plate version. But if you want a near mint from a verified seller after TCG Emporium, we got Manza Trading for $40. Okay. Is Beast, Sad Boy, a $40 legendary? I think so right now in the meta, yes, but it just depends on the kind of player you are, right? Do you want to play Beast right now, or do you not want to play Beast right now? It's a really good card, and sometimes these legendaries do fall way below, the current price after they get reprinted again, in waves like we've seen, or when they kind of fall out of the meta. But this is a card that draws cards in Lorcana. It's going to get better over time if we ever get a one-cost Beast character, and I just think that although Ruby Amethyst is like the best deck right now, it's not the end-all be-all of the game. Set 3 is probably going to introduce a lot of different things, and who knows, we don't really know how much is going to get printed, and we don't really know how much the game is going to grow. I feel like we really do need an organized tournament play to entice a lot more players to buy cards right now, because unfortunately playing locals is just not enough for some people. At least right now, the incentive to play locals is still kind of hard, because it's still hard to win packs. It's still not super duper available on that scale yet, but we're getting there. Another legendary that has been going up in price is Mufasa. So Mufasa Betrayed a Leader was around that $7 to $6 range earlier in the week in the format. Nobody was playing Mufasa, and I called it. You can play Mufasa in the Ruby Amber deck, and it's really good. You can play Mufasa in a couple decks, and it's pretty good, actually. There's an Amber Steel deck that I lost to on ladder twice in a row. They played Mufasa, and when I banished it, boom, a Sad Beast came out, or boom, a Tinkerbell came out in the Giant Tink, and now it's just like, oh no, my one cost characters in my aggressive deck have been destroyed. But shout out to Yorkie Land Games for having one for $9, and then the next one is going to be Yuzani Emily. Emily has one for $10 as well, so it's going to be about a $10 legendary. Do you guys think Mufasa is going to keep going up? I think $10 is appropriate for this legendary. It could probably bump up to that like $15 range, but again, I don't think TCGs are for stonks. I think in general, if you're trying to do that, you just got to make sure you buy cards in bulk and make sure you keep the cards right now. But buy them while they're cheap. Buy them while they're cheap. Mufasa was cheaper than it was before, but yeah, I think these prices are still pretty good. Maleficent Monstrous Dragon has been kind of coming down in price, bouncing off that $30 mark. We've seen it go over 30 to that $35 range, and then we've seen it kind of come down. So we have one for $25.99 by Bazooka Games. It's a light plate, but they got 4 of them. So you can pay $26 for a light plate, or you can pay the $24 plus $5 shipping, $28. Yeah, so $29, still close to that $30 range. Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, wow, one of the most expensive cards in the game, and one of the most expensive legendaries in the game. That's pretty cool, right next to Beast Tragic Hero. But and even more expensive than this card right here, Rapunzel, Gifted with Healing, no longer the most expensive legendary in the game, guys. Can you believe it? Beast has surpassed Rapunzel. Maleficent Dragon has surpassed Rapunzel, or maybe this is just a good day to buy Rapunzels. We saw this happen last Friday. Rapunzels were kind of in that $25 range, and then they bounced back up to that $30 range. A lot of sales were happening in that $30 range too, and as of yesterday and the day before, it's looking like we're coming back down to the $26, $25, $27 range. I'm kind of liking that. Maybe it's the time to get Rapunzels. This card is just good. This card is really good. I've never had 4 of them either, so I really want to place it, and I really want to go to Frankincense tomorrow and see if I can find 4 Rapunzels, or to locals and see what else I can find. Belle, Strange but Special, is another card. This was less than $15, and a lot of them were selling for around that $12 to $13 range over the week, and now they're back at 15. So Pro Play Games, shout out you guys. You guys need to host a giant tournament again, please. I didn't get to go to the last one, so host this one. Pro Play Games, shout out you guys for the lowest verified $15 for your Bell. Is Strange or Special is what you're expected to pay. Scar Vicious Cheater coming down in price. Looking like a lot of these reprints are hitting hard, because now the lowest verified for Scar is going to be $10.94, around $11 to $12 is what you're expected for Scar. Hades Infernal Schemer, this card card fell down a lot too, bro. This card was like $25, and I thought it was holding its weight pretty well. And over the past couple weeks, it's just kind of been falling less than 20 bucks. The popularity of Sapphire is unfortunately very, very low. The Popsicle deck is no longer anywhere near the best deck, but we have level 1 online who has it for $14.55, less than $15, guys. Legendaries that you probably have been wanting to collect. Snow White, Well Wisher, a legendary that has been going up a little bit in price. This card has been seeing a lot more play in the last couple weeks, as there's some utility to be used with shifting this into on turn 4 and also healing some characters. The 2/3 body on the 2 ink Snow White is just really good as well. We have a lowest verified of Ty's Tating Gritch for $7.50 with $1 shipping, and after that we have some couple of light blades that I'm going to ignore because they're light blades, but the next nearest mint is going to be about $8 plus $1 shipping, lowest verified. Almost $10 is what you're looking to pay for a Snow White from a verified seller. Almost $10. I would say $8 to $9, but yeah, $9 by buy it now games. $8.88 with shipping included. So yeah, $9 for the Snow White, kind of going back up a little bit. A lot of these legendaries just kind of crashed in the last couple of weeks, and I feel like they hit the lowest they're gonna hit in a while, right? Christmas season, stuff's on sale. We gotta buy stuff. We can't all buy singles for our deck right now. Arthur, still a very popular card. 1632 by Versus Gaming San Francisco. I hope that's what it stands for. Shout out you guys for the lowest verified. After that, we have Junior's TCG Emporium and Seraph Games as well, with a couple more listings for around $16. So there's a lot of light plays that are being listed for around $16. Almost 17 to 18 for that Arthur's Wizard's Apprentice. So still a very popular super. Lady Tremaine, another very popular super in the meta right now, a $10 super rare non-foil, lowest verified $9.60. After that's going to be $10.99 by the verified seller, then $11. So getting close to that $11 mark for Lady Tremaine, and the non-foils are only $12.75, $13 to $14 for the non-foil. I would say I would start valuing it at 15 because these prices are pretty close together. But yeah, that non-foil Lady Tremaine still pretty low if you're trying to look for it right now, before it goes up a little bit. You know, some of these foils going up a little bit. Cinderella, Stout Hearted, this card is around that $12 to $13 mark. It was closer to 10 bucks, and it's been going up a little bit, but overall it's just fallen. It was the fact that this card was less than $15. It makes sense though, because there's not that many supers that are in the $20 mark anymore. But the cold foils for these have been kind of taking a little positive bump. So if you have some of these cold foils, they're keeping their price a little bit. They were as low as like $15, and now the lowest verified is going to be $17.24 by Behemoth Works. And then after that, next verified seller has it for $19. So around 17 to 19 for the foil Cinderella Stout Hearted. Crazy to believe the non-foil was 25 bucks at one point. Some of these staples though as well from chapter 1 are super low, like Stitch Rockstar. Even though it has kind of gone back up a little bit in price, it's still pretty expensive. There's a bunch of non-foils listed for it's pretty inexpensive, sorry. There's a bunch of non-foils listed for less than $5, guys. It's getting real for Stitch. Right? The Stitch non-foil less than $5. I know there was a couple that were listed a couple days ago, or even last week, that were on that $2 to $3 range, and that was outrageous. But now they've kind of hit that $5 range. So, you know, $5 is, I think, what you should expect to pay for these. If you get them for less, that's a really good come up. Whole New World, another card that was hitting under $5, is around that $5 range consistently. It's a staple that you're probably gonna need. Lowest verified Junior's TCG Emporium, $4 right there. After that, not until the next page, so around $5 to $6 I think is what you're expected to pay for Whole New World. Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, still one of the most expensive rares in the set. The foils are going to be about $20, and the non-foils close to $15. We have Versus Gaming and Stats cards right here with lowest verified of $14.23 and $14 with $1 shipping. So still a $15 rare Cinderella Ballroom Sensation, with the foils listed with for about $19 to $20. So $5 more for a foil is what you're expected by Cards District right here, $18.80 with $1 shipping, or Rainbow Ultra $19.79 with the shipping included. Pinocchio Star Attraction, another rare in the set that's still holding some pretty good weight. It's going to be a close to $8 rare, Civis Gaming Citadel, $7.39. We got them for right there for the non-foils, and the foils, wow. The foils are the same price listed right now. That's kind of crazy. So the foils are as low as like $7 to $8, and the non-foils are as low as $6.58, almost $7 by Millennium and Random Thoughts. So shout out you guys for having these low prices. Strength of a Raging Fire. This is going to be a non-foil rare right here. We have these for still $6. Okay, this is a pretty expensive rare. Strength of a Raging Fire. I don't think this one comes in the starter deck, if I'm not mistaken. I need to double check on that, but still pretty expensive, I guess. Pretty popular. I personally think this card is pretty good. I just don't like that you need multiple, like 3 characters, but this card can potentially deal like infinite damage if you have like 10 characters on your board, right? Does a lot with Cinderella Ballroom Sensation and Amber Steel, and you can also play this in Amethyst Steel decks. So, you know, the Steel engine, very popular alongside the Ruby engine. Teeth and Ambitions, a $6 rare. No longer in that kind of $5 range, kind of getting a little bit hyped up now. We have Versus Gaming with the lowest verified. After that, Overdose Gaming has it for $7.62. So look at that. Cheat and Ambitious getting close to a $10 rare. The foil's lowest verified is going to be $8.45. So you can get a foil for $8.45 or a non-foil for close to $7. Be Prepared came down. These were about $10 and they kind of, they just fell down with all the chapter 1 listings. Lowest verified though is going to be $6.45. So $6.50 to $7 is what you're going to probably pay for a Be Prepared, which is a staple in Ruby decks. Less than $10. Hey, I'll take it. Sleepy's Flute. Very important in the Amber Steel song deck if you want to play that version of it. And it's been keeping its price ever since the meta shift, right? Now that we've had a consistent meta shift, we can see the true value of this card, and lowest verified sellers not even on the first page, but we have plenty of sales here happening from non-verified sellers for like as low as $4, $10, $3.99, $4, $5, even $6, maybe by some verified sellers. So around $5 is what you're gonna probably pay for the non-foil version of Sleepy's Flute, but the foils are gonna be as low as $8.99. So hey, do you want to pay $5 for the non-foil or double the price for the foil, right? I think foils do keep their weight a little bit better though, in my opinion, from my experience in Lorcana so far. Madam Mimfox is a rare that comes in the starter deck. And you're gonna have to pay at least $5 for a Madam Mimfox Near Man. We have a lowest verified by Top Deck TCG. That one's gonna be light plated though for $4.69. After that, we have Buy It Now Games, $4.98 plus $1 shipping, right? So this is the newest expensive starter deck rare. The foil Mimfoxes are pretty cool too. Double the price, man. $9.99 by Pokemart Aloha on the foil Mimfoxes. You'll see a lot of the foils that are meta staples are getting a decent price bump, right? Maui Hero to All is another one. This foil is about $7. It's actually, sorry, $5. You can find one for $5 by Stats Cards. After that, Oblivion Games Tampa has it for $6. Some other cool foils. Ariel, Spectacular Singer. This card is a great card, and the foils are only about $9 to $10. That's for being a super rare foil, I think that's still pretty cheap. We have a Let It Go. These non-foils have been selling for $2, $3. This is a staple in Sapphire decks. Even though Sapphire is not popular right now, hey, if you have a Sapphire deck that you've been brewing up or that you're confident for next format, or you just want to collect these cards, these are like $2 cards now. These used to be $10 each, bro. Even the foils now are as low as $4.96 by Cam Card. Shout out you guys, and Elfin's Card. Shout out you guys as well. So $5 for basically for a foil. Let It Go. Gone to Galactic Federation Captain. This card, terrible card. Who knows? Maybe it could be good in set 3. We never know what cards are going to come out. But the foils were selling for around $25, and they have fallen all the way as low as $8.95 by Frog TCG. So about $8 to $9 is what you're expected to pay for a Gontu Legendary. If you're trying to foil out your collection and get all the Legendaries or all the cards from the first chapter, they printed a lot of them, and there's a lot of Legendary Gontus right now. I was thinking about this card the other day because there's a card in One Piece apparently that came out that basically says whenever your opponent plays a character, lower its cost, change the cost of that character while it's on the field. And I was thinking, like, why would anybody want to do that? And boom, I thought, Gontu. What if they make a location card that says something like, oh, when you have this location, if your opponent plays a character, it becomes a 2-cost character. All of a sudden, Gontu becomes amazing, right? So hey, I'm coping. I'm just saying this seems like a pretty cool card with high potential in the future, but who knows? We'll see. Daisy Duck, an uncommon from the Rise of the Floodborn. If you guys want these in a non-foil, you're probably gonna have to pay $1 anyways. And I noticed the foils are listed for about $1 plus like $1.50. You know what I mean? So I think you might as well just get these in foil. Personally, the pricing is basically the same as what I'm noticing, and these are just cool foils to have if you're gonna have a deck like that, right? Queen of Hearts is another foil I've been noticing that's selling for a little. It's an uncommon, and the foil sells for around $2 to $3. We have a lowest verifieds for 215. 219. The EV Den, Milton Collectible, shout out you guys. So these are a pretty good foil if you're pulling them from the packs. Meta staples that are foil are always going to be a little bit more than $2-3. Just saying. Hiram Flavorsham, bro. The non-foil for this card is so cheap now. We have lowest verified by Omega Pokegod for $5, basically $4.50 with $1 shipping. After that, $6.48 by Sam Treasures. I know some of these foils were selling for around $15 to $20 in the beginning of the format, and it's just hype, guys. It goes to show that you gotta be a little patient with the meta sometimes. I don't know if you guys play Pixelborn before you make some of these purchases, or if you guys just see a top 8 breakdown or a meta review and you guys just assume this is the best deck, because the amount of people that were buying this for $10 was absurd. Like, yes, great card, potentially has potential to be an expensive like foil, when the meta calls for it. Unfortunately, right now it's not an amazing engine because it's slow compared to like the Ruby Amethyst stuff. But the foil has a lot of potential. So I like Flavorsham. I like the Sapphire cards. I have one foil Flavorsham. Now that I see that they're only $5 for the foils, if people were paying $10 for the non-foils, I'm gonna buy a playset of these foils right now, when I can. So I'm really thinking of going to Frankenstein's this week, or going to some locals and just trying to buy singles, guys. It just seems like, because I do want to have a Lorcana collection. The more I think about it, because I'm not big on collecting. I'm just I like playing the game. But the more I kind of see this, I'm thinking, why not? Like, what else am I gonna spend my money on? Like, I don't go party. Like, I don't go to the clubs. Like, me and my girls stay home. Like, for the most part, like we spend money on each other. But like I don't got no kids, I got a dog, and that's pretty much it. I have some money to splurge on, so why not make multiple decks? Why not kind of get the enchanted rares and even play with them if I want to? I'm in a good position right now to do some stuff like that. So I just like the game. Mickey, Brave Little Tailor. This card has kind of kept some type of value even in the foil section. Not as much as I had before, near the $100 mark, but the foil Mickey BLT is still close to that $30 range. We have a lowest verified by ArcFam Finds, and after that, TSPR Card Reserve. So shout out you guys for this awesome price. This is a good foil to pull from the first chapter, in my opinion. Maleficent biding her time. Not the craziest foil, but almost about a $5 foil for a rare. So I just want to point that out. Kind of cool. And then Yzma Scary Beyond Reason. This super rare is about a $5 non-foil super, but the foil, if we go to the lowest verified, we have TCG Bacon. Shout out you guys for the lowest verified, $12.75. You can pay $9 with $1 shipping, and $10.50 is what you see it after that. So around $11 to $12 is what the foil Yzma. That's a pretty good price for a foil compared to some of the other prices right now in Lorcana, right? Some of the singles are inexpensive, but if you are a collector with the big money bags and you want to spend a little bit more, hey, there are some collectible cards that you can take a gander at right here, like these first edition D23 promos that I love looking at. We did check out these, the Maleficent Dragon and the Elsa that sold last time. The PSA 9 Maleficent Dragon sold for $16.75, and the PSA 9 D23 Elsa sold for around $3,000. We also have some more sales though, like this PSA 10 D23 Elsa for $5,750. Now, apparently, this is one of the lower sales to happen in recent time, according to some of the data I was looking at. Some of these were selling for closer to $6,000 to $7,000, and now this is like $575. That's one of the lower prices we've seen. It was in bids, and I do want to say we are in the Christmas season. A lot of us don't got all the money to spend on ourselves, but shout out to homie in the Market Watch who said that they bought a Maleficent Dragon because they were able to splurge on themselves because they finally found product at MSRP. They were able to build a collection, and they were playing the game, and they just like the game, and now they want to collect more in the game. This is a story straight from our Discord. I do want to kind of emphasize this because I was reading a bunch of comments of people saying, oh, the game's gonna die because I bought Rapunzel's at $40 and now they're $25 and I'm really sad. And like, the game's not gonna die because of that, you know what I mean? Like, realistically, like this game just offers a lot of like fun to people, you know? Like, the game doesn't have to be this like market scheme, like an NFT kind of style thing where you buy a card and the person, your neighbor, can't find it. Like, you're supposed to be able to play this game, you know what I mean? The game is fun. If a game is good, it'll thrive because it is good. You know, people will spend money on the game because it is good. Look at Fortnite. Fortnite is a free game, and people spend so much money on that game because it's just good to them. They'll spend money on skins, you know? I'm pretty sure us Lorcana fans will spend money on things like this, things like mats, deck boxes, things like extra foil versions of our cards, sleeves, everything. We're gonna spend money on it because it's fun. It doesn't matter if the Rapunzel is $25 or $50 or $3 right now. If there's a demand for the game because it's fun, people are gonna play it and spend money on the game. That's just my take on it. Don't think the game's gonna die anytime soon. We also have a Rockstar Stitch PSA 10 that sold for $2,618. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. That is lower than, yep. This one sold for $275, and then this one sold for $2,618. So a little bit lower than the last one we saw earlier in the week, but still around that price range. I like to not keep these like recent comps as like a definitive price of like, this is what the card's valued at, this is what the card's worth. I look at it more like a range of like, okay, the card is valued at around 25 to 3,000. That's the range, and depending on what the buyer and the seller are willing to negotiate for that card is what the price is, you know what I mean? And then when there's a scarcity, and the prices will go up, and that's how it goes. We have a PSA 10 Disney D23 hook that sold for $1,500. The sale price was $18, and they offered $1,500 for it, and they took it. That's pretty good if you're that buyer, you know. The prices on these cards also fell a little bit with all the reprints, and I don't think these fell necessarily because of the reprints. I just think that these fell because there's a lot more of a demand for people to buy sealed product now because it's becoming affordable, and some of the collector stuff wants to get moved out a little bit faster. It is the holiday season, so hey, maybe people just want to get rid of their stuff a little bit more. But that is going to be all for this Friday Market Watch. I really do hope you enjoyed our conversation about prices and about whether or not the game is going to die. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this game gonna be alive and well by the time set 3 rolls around and we get more January reprints? How are your locals looking? Do you have new players coming in? I feel like I have a lot more people interested in the game because they're finding packs and they're seeing it. Now, whether or not they're gonna go out and buy singles and commit to the game is a whole other story. It just depends whether or not we're having fun and it's worth it to us. I know the competitive scene is very important to a lot of players, and I really want to see Lorcana kind of kick off this competitive news information as fast as it can, or I want to see some more events in the West Coast. But right now it is a very grassroots feeling where all of these major tournaments, all this like top 8 data you're seeing from all these content creators being spread out, all this meta information, it's all from LGS communities, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very small player pool right now because it's still in its infancy and we haven't even really hit like a huge milestone. I feel like when set 3 comes out, we're gonna hit like a major milestone with like the way the game is viewed, because we're gonna have all the mechanics finally introduced, locations. Now we have the shift in Floodborne and like the types making a huge impact in the game, and we're gonna see what set 3 has to offer, and I'm really excited. But until then, make sure to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we will see you goons next time.